Maybe, maybe. Yes. Yes, looks like it's back. I don't know why it dropped. Alright. So... I don't know what happened. Like it just decided to shit itself. So we improved our vehicle here. We customized it with flat tires. I will blame Molar Duck, you're right, that's a good idea.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
Is there a shortcut through there? No. Customized with extra grip and cornering capabilities. And this car sucks. I want my American-made vehicles. They're so much better with flat tires. Fuck you! Luckily, because of my extreme cornering capabilities, I was able to hit that one high so it didn't go over my windshield. Or the windshield that's folded down. That's not a dude. Ah, fuck. Of course that doesn't work. You shouldn't be getting any buffer. Well, I mean, you shouldn't be getting any buffering. It's just, you know, I'm not dropping frames or anything, so I would suspect it's just you. Need a PT Cruiser, a quality American-made vehicle, yeah. Yeah, fuck you, balloon.
The sun will rise momentarily.
They never suspected a thing. That's not a real guy there, right? That's not... He's not moving enough to be a real dude. That's a decoy.
Это КП, понял. Усилить безопасность. Повышенная боевая готовность. Конец связи.
Hey there. Wait, I assume Blue Bomber isn't that far behind. That was like half an hour ago that we were talking about System Shock, wasn't it?
coming too. Roger that.
Uh-oh.
You gotta extract him.
Extract this dude.
Outpost captured.
And is that another
The map has been
Jeep there? Yes, it
updated.
is. Awesome. Extract that for later tire flattening.
Leave the rest to us.
Oh, you know what? When I went back to the ACC, I forgot to put my bandana. Ooh, yes, please. Knock over these jack stands. A little bit of blood on the front. It's fine. How do I actually get where I'm on to go? Just keep going down the road. Get where we want to be eventually.
Extraction arrived from the base.
Oops. My bad. I just couldn't handle all that cornering and grip. Damn it. Car's too OP with flat tires. The game literally doesn't allow it. Man, there's a bunch of dudes around here. Hey, buddy. I always drive like that. Every single day. That's how I drive when I'm going around corners. Go on two wheels.
Coming too. Roger that.
You're good. Like that's pro level driving right there. This and Euro Truck are like perfect examples of driving skill and prowess.
Clouds approaching.
Where are your friends?
The map has been updated.
Good.
Extraction
Hey!
failed.
Don't you think about doing that again?
You gotta extract him. Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Okay. Whoa, what's going on here? Looks like I trashed my suspension as well. Oh well. Whatever. Oh shit, that reminds me I still need to watch Mad Max. It is available to actually, like, view at home now, so that's a thing that can happen.
Extraction arrived from the base.
Donkeys? Are there donkeys? No, they're just regular donkeys. Didn't kill it. Wasn't me. 2-hour action boner. The booner. Oh, that might be a zonkey up there. Confirmed, not a zonkey. I can't believe the one zonkey I've seen so far. Oh, I guess I saw the zonkey in Africa, not in Afghanistan. So the one zonkey I see though, I fucking hit with a car.
Enemy presence
What are the
detected.
chances of that?
Map has been updated.
Man, that guy kind of looks like David Hayter.
Extraction failed.
Also, how awesome would it be if David Hayter or Quentin Flynn or basically any of the Metal Gear Solid or Metal Gear dudes were at MCM London? That would be badass.
He's coming too. Roger that.
Development complete.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
I bet Peter can't catch up to me in my super fast customized Jeep. Like my Lada Jeep here. It's some Russian version.
Roger that.
Oh man. Oh yeah. Wait, hold on. It's not
Extraction
far away.
arrived at
I could just go this way. This would be faster. And we do the sweet roll. No.
Caution. Sandstorm emerging.
Oh shit, I haven't been listening to cassettes. God damn it. We probably haven't had a cassette going for like an hour.
Code Talker. Haven't seen you eat a single thing since you got here. Let me guess. Photosynthesis. Oh? What makes you say that? Well, a long time ago, I knew someone with a similar ability. Well, you are correct.
So yeah, so fucking Code Talker.
Body is covered with parasites. I supply them with water, and in return, I receive sugars they produce when exposed to light.
Right.
It isn't just my skin either. The parasites also act as my eyes. They have replaced many of my...
So Code
internal
Talker is
organs.
photosynthetic as well.
It is thanks to them that I live on after over a century.
And he isn't
How did you obtain them anyway?
running around with no clothes on.
I'm sorry, boss, but the extraction failed. The support unit just isn't skilled enough. If you want to increase the success rate of Fulton extractions in bad weather, you need to improve
Yeah, okay,
the support
shut up now.
unit.
Extractions failed.
Then I was approached by a foundation.
Looks like that fall killed him.
An unusual strain of parasite. Which foundation? Apparently, they had links to ARPA. But that is all I learned. I was somewhat ignorant of the ways of the world. Just being able to study it was
Wait,
enough
best
for
thing
me.
to have in my zoo?
Yeah, I've heard that before. Go on.
I wish I could have had Skullface in my zoo.
Them
Supply drop complete.
to discover the body of an old man. Well, to be precise, his partial remains. A collection of parts, you could say. The man had died in an explosion. An old man, you say? His flesh had not decomposed. In fact, the tissue's cells were still metabolizing. The parasite had infected, or should I say assimilated with, the tissues, and was keeping them alive. I became obsessed with studying the body parts, foregoing food and even sleep. Every day was filled with new discoveries.
Fuck.
Parasites
Come on.
biology, internal anatomy, life cycle. But there was only so much I could learn through observation. And so I made a decision. To truly know the parasites, I had to live with them.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
You from the dead man's flesh? Correct. It was quite a gamble, whether or not they would adapt to me. But fortunately,
You gotta extract him.
years of compatible with them.
That's the target.
Through my many years of research, my immune system learned to tolerate them. Were they that body's only parasite? Yes. However, there was a separate specimen that supplied its host with adrenaline in response to pain, and yet another that could control it
Okay. Subject.
through secreting
Extraction arrived
heterogenesis
at Mecca.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
to them, to take
Development
them
project
into
has
me.
been added.
Oh,
But
hold.
my wishes were denied. Their records, though, provided clues that helped advance my research.
Hold on.
Would you care to join me? A life spent never worrying about food is a most wonderful.
Did they just
I think
say
I'll
what I
pass,
think they said?
But thanks. This has been helpful.
I think they just said that the pain and shit. What's the spider dude? Oh, he's the pain. Wait, no, the pain and shit. What's the spider dude called? But I think they just said they were both parasite dudes.
Marker placed. Marker removed. Marker placed.
The anger? No, he's not the anger. Because that's the fury, and he's the jetpack dude. What the fuck is the fear? And yes, the fear.
Extraction arrived at Mid-Base.
God damn it. Yeah, they didn't say it outright, but and of course the end. They also said that essentially said that the end was Parasite Dude as well, because that was presumably the old man. Oh, in fact, yes. Oh, maybe. No, they weren't saying the fear was that, because they said the dude with photosynthesis also had the ability to produce adrenaline when dealing with pain, when he gets hurt, which is why he could run away really fast when you shot him. But they did say that bee dude, I guess, was also parasites. And I guess they also implied that he theoretically did not need to be obsessed with bees. He could have been any insects.
The one that covers. The parasite that lives on the surface of the skull's bodies is what gives them their power. Similar to my children who live in my skin. I modified the parasites I isolated from the body of that old man, differentiating them with various abilities. One that can blend perfectly into its surroundings by exposing the pigments in its cells at will. Another that, by harboring multiple species of metallic archaea, can oxidize and reduce metal. Isolating the one that covers and transplanting it into an artificial medium should provide the same abilities as the skulls, but they can only subsist within a human body once transplanted into the medium.
He's coming too. Roger that.
Another thing, the weakness of the one that covers is desiccation. Their surface moisture loss is greater than ours. The reason they give off mist is to alleviate this by releasing the salts inside them as microparticles. Water vapor
Oh, I see.
condenses around them, appearing as mist. But this dries out the atmosphere until they cannot even produce mist. And once their supply...
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
The parasites are in danger. They, along with their host, enter a form of suspended animation. However, a similar effect occurs if they come into contact with a large amount of water. Rain, for instance. The one that covers will temporarily abandon other processes in his eagerness to absorb the water. Itiholone. Make the weather your ally.
You have arrived at your destination.
I guess these would have been things that would have been nice to have known, you know,
Something I've been wondering.
before we finished the game.
Why are you called Code Talker? During World War II, the U.S. military used the languages of different tribes, including the Navajo, as codes, right? Now, I know the term Code Talker was used to mean people sent to the battlefield to speak in those codes. Were you one of them? Our mother tongue was indeed used for war. But I did not go. I was already over the conscription age. However, I was made to help craft the codes that were spoken.
Extraction
So in a wider sense, you could call me a code talker for that. Navajo is a complex language, and virtually no one outside the U.S. speaks it. They must have thought it was the perfect language to use as a code. Yeah, in the end, the Japanese never cracked it. The cipher is king in information warfare. Of course, they didn't simply speak in Navajo. They created substitutions for words according to a code book, and then translated those into our language. Young Diné was sent to the front lines of the Pacific Theater as code talkers. To fight is an honor for the Diné. They were the pride of our people. But I cannot say this history brings me joy. Words are alive. When they are spoken, life is breathed into them.
Fuck.
They become a part of the listener. Our words were transformed into lifeless ciphers and used for war. This, after the Black Ana spent generations suppressing the language. Yeah, I'm sorry. So I guess we shouldn't be calling you Code Talker, huh? No, I do not mind. The reason Skullface called me Code Talker was because I also am responsible for coding language into parasites. I am the same as those young warriors, used for a cipher's sake. I must never forget that. The name, Code Talker, is a lesson carved into my being. You said Skullface ordered you to weaponize the vocal cord parasites. But you also said he wasn't the reason. And he wasn't. I was seduced by the parasites.
Ooh,
That is a fact.
seduced by parasites.
You mean from your curiosity as a scientist? That I cannot deny. But there is more to it. The story goes
Falling
back
asleep.
to the 19th century, to my earliest memory. One day, a man from the government visited our Hogan, our home,
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
in my mother's arms, and took me away to an Indian boarding school. From that day forward, I became George. This was the name my teacher gave me.
You gotta extract him.
To give up my Dinek name. Forbidden from speaking anything but English. If we dared utter a word of filthy Navajo, the teacher made us eat a bar of soap. Yeah, that was the U.S. government's education policy for Native Americans. To erase our words was like erasing our people. Their education was tantamount to ethnic cleansing. Over time, the overt persecution of our language stopped. But to this day, it continues to be eaten away by the lingua franca, that is English. Many of the Diné outside the reservations can speak nothing else. And it isn't just our language. Across the world, minority languages are being destroyed by dominant languages. Many are on the verge of extinction. Enter the vocal cord parasites. Yes, I began thinking that minority languages needed some sort of deterrent against dominant languages. In order that their peoples and cultures would survive. It was then that I came across literature at the Foundation claiming that man acquired language thanks to a type of parasite, one that distinguishes between languages as a precursor to reproduction. If I could just resurrect it, make it more pathogenic, I would have my deterrent against English. But I failed to hide that aim from Skullface. He noticed. Yes, I wanted to retaliate against the English language.
Okay, so Code Talker
Though
is...
never did I intend to actually use it as he planned. You know how the story ends. I was forced to study how to make the parasites compatible with all the world's languages.
Oops.
All but English. However, he in fact secretly isolated an English strain. I will not be held prisoner by the man's phantom. The English strain must not be allowed to exist either.
Box! Die! Sorry, I have to change my emblem.
All clear shortly.
I realized the greatest possible name.
Development project has been added.
Oh shit, can I not? I can't customize from here. Alright. We gotta remember to change our emblem name to say Box Die. Oh shit.
post captured.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us. He's coming too. Roger that.
Nick Cage's 30 worst movies.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base. Enemy presence detected. Map has been updated.
Woof woofy dog. God damn.
Enemy presence detected. Map has been updated.
I don't remember what this mission is. High skilled soldier. Our dude, those aren't our dudes. Oops.
Guard post captured.
Yeah, I don't think Nicolas Cage has made too many good movies, but a lot of his movies are fun. Actually, Lord of War is not a bad movie.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us. You gotta extract him.
Or, is that what it's called? Yeah, Lord of War. And actually, he was in Adaptation, wasn't he? That was a good movie.
Extraction arrived at Mother. Marker removed.
Wait, or am I mixing that up with someone else?
That's the target.
Sail. God damn it. Shit. Now what happened to that dude who fell off the edge of the cliff? I assume he died. Yep. R.I.P. that guy. You weren't meant to die, but I guess in the end it had to be this way. Now, how do I get up there?
Caution. Sandstorm approaching.
Oh, no. We need to get this guy out before the sandstorm actually hits.
Fire completed.
Come on, let me in.
Extraction.
He's coming too.
arrived at
Roger that.
Okay, so we gotta eliminate the
Marker
tank
placed.
unit mission up there. Or eliminate the wandering puppets. Let's do the tank one.
Extraction arrived.
Oh,
at Marker.
shit.
Supplies requested. Supply drop complete.
Let's let this sandstorm go away.
Weather will clear shortly.
Oh, I guess might as well reload this as well before we set off.
Enemy presence detected. Map has been updated.
There's a Jeep over there that I want.
You gotta extract him.
Sun will set shortly.
Fuck, like, that was not hitting the helmet. There was no question there. That would have been a shot right to the cheek. Would hurt like a bastard, but
Detected.
that's not the
Map
point.
Has been updated.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
I don't care.
Всем боевым! Вот и кафе! Все подразделения! За боевые позиции! Повторяю! Все подразделения! За боевые позиции!
Extraction arrived at the base. You have arrived.
Oh, fuck, cassettes. Haven't been playing cassettes. We got through like 10 today so far.
I have no doubt Skullface's plan is almost complete. At that point, I will no longer be of use to him. I must leave behind this record at least. A record of how the ancient vocal cord parasites became these abominable ethnic cleansing parasites. I believe he has two purposes for the ethnic cleansing parasites.
Oh shit, what?
First, as their name suggests, is ethnic cleansing. This conflict between East and West that envelops the world will not last much longer. Once the Cold War ends, and the weight of America and the Soviet Union is lifted away, the ethnic conflicts they kept suppressed will all rise to the surface. It is not difficult to imagine that the radical sides will begin cleansing their adversaries. But what if an ethnic cleansing parasite matching the language of the aggressors were to be unleashed? The aggressors would be washed off the earth. At the very least, the idea that retaliation could eradicate your people would prove a powerful deterrent. The second purpose is the Englishization of the world. To cipher the organization, this is probably their main use.
Shit.
Man thinks in words, or rather, words.
Recon ship. Stay low and crawl along the ground. That should enable
got
you
it,
to
nice.
sneak past enemies.
The concept itself
R.I.P.
appears from the world. Nishone means beautiful in Navajo.
Only one of them.
But the image that comes to mind when we say Nishone differs from the Blagana's beautiful. An azure sky, a rolling landscape, lush greenery. The meaning they place in Nishone has its roots in Diné culture.
It is nearing midnight, yes, this is correct.
The word Nishone. The images of our beautiful homeland would be washed away into oblivion along with it. Just as Orwell indicated years ago, Cypher, being based in America, is pushing Englishization for this very reason. Suppose all 5 billion people on this planet come to read, speak, and think in English. Their wills could also be streamlined under English. Cypher's control would be all the easier. Economic governance would progress in leaps and bounds. The ethnic cleansing parasites would be a great aid in accomplishing this goal. There is no need to destroy every language besides English. All they need to do is weaken other dominant languages competing with it. Russian, Chinese, Arabic. If people know they risk their lives
Assuming there's a second
speaking
tank.
such languages, they will flock to the lingua franca, that is English. Cypher need not even focus attention on smaller languages. After all, they are already being eaten away by English. Business, education, film, commodities. English has permeated every area of global society. I can see this when I look at young Dene. Some of them
Oh shit.
have already lost their grasp of the Navajo language. It is said that over 2,000 languages of the world are facing extinction. This very moment, cultural concepts and forms of expression are disappearing forever. The spread of electronic networks gives greater meaning to Englishization. Networks have no national borders. By basing them on a single language, they can penetrate deeper into and between people. That basic point of unity provides the ideal environment for someone
That's the target.
to control people's wills. But how does this differ from building the Tower of Babel? The ethnic cleansing parasites attempt to rob man of his words.
List updated.
Such irony.
He's coming too. Roger that.
Arrived at
Parasites
Mother Base.
that gave words to him in the first
Mother
place.
placed.
Ancient man had no language, unable to produce complex sounds due to the structure of the throat. He could communicate only through simple vocalizations and gestures. Then the vocal cord parasites infected his larynx. Man's transition to walking upright did not gift him solely with intelligence, but also with his voice. At the time,
I think we'll finish this mission and then maybe stop.
never harmed man. They merely took a small measure of nourishment. In fact, you could call it a symbiotic relationship. Some animal species use particular vocalization patterns to attract a female and reproduce. Songbirds, certain insects, and also the vocal cord parasites. The difference is that the parasites themselves did not produce sounds. Rather, they had their hosts, man, do it for them. Once secure on the human host vocal cords, a male vocal cord parasite caused the host to produce a certain sound pattern, something like a warble of a bird. Meanwhile, females parasitizing other host pharynxes need only wait. Upon hearing the sound pattern of an attractive mate, they would manipulate their host into making contact with the person it came from. The female traveled through his host's saliva to the other host's vocal cords, where the male was waiting and the pair copulated. We can only imagine how the female manipulated his host, but it was probably through smell. Smells traveled directly to the limbic system via the olfactory cilia in the nasal cavity. Volatile compounds released by the female would stimulate the limbic system, which controls instincts, making the host feel amorous. This kind of sexual
I swear I
selection
saw something go up there.
naturally led to competition between the male parasites. Males that had their hosts produce sounds perceived by females as more attractive succeeded in copulating and producing offspring.
Boom! Headshot!
Traits caused by sexual selection are cured.
Boom! Headshot!
The peacock's feathers, the mannequin's
Boom! Headshot!
the firefly's luminescent pattern, even with courtship behaviors that are not advantageous to survival. Those individuals that excel in them produce offspring, and it escalates with each generation. The same was true of the vocal cord parasites. Courtship vocalization and intonations became more sophisticated. And in order for man to produce such sounds, they had to alter his vocal organs. By lowering the position of the larynx and developing resonating chambers, they enabled more complex pronunciations. But that was not all. The vocal cord parasites activated a transcription factor that would later control man's language ability. A protein that, due to its appearance, is called Four-Kid Box Protein P2, or FOX-P2.
Fox P2.
Activating this transcription factor led to the development of brain function capable of creating sophisticated frequency changes. This was the pinnacle of the vocal cord parasite's prosperity. However, this sophisticated pronunciation control was too useful for man to ignore. Once human sexual activity ceased to be only seasonal, and having lost pigment-based sexual characteristics, distinctive vocalizations became
Wait, did they say Pikmin based?
effective means for humans to attract mates as well. Combined with logic pathways hardwired into the brain, or universal grammar, it was not long before advanced communication was possible. This was the birth of language. Luckily for man, it was around this time that a particular retrovirus was circulating.
You gonna extract him?
While not lethal, it infected not only man, but the vocal cord parasites as well. It is presumed that this virus removed part of the parasite's DNA and reverse transcribed it into man's reproductive cells. It was a factor. Among the genes it transcribed were the ones responsible for the production of language. The vocal cord parasite's vocalization genes were written into the human genome. The parasites were no longer of any use to man now. Man could use his voice as he pleased, when he pleased, hindering the parasite's courtship vocalizations. Having lost their opportunity to reproduce, the parasites died out, leaving behind only the transcribed genes. The vocal cord parasite,
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
its genes even became a part of his. Humans and parasites are extremely close. As such, it will be extremely difficult for man's immune system to eliminate the vocal cord parasites. Even cutting them out will be no simple matter, which is exactly why these ethnic cleansing parasites are such a formidable weapon. The rise vocal cord parasites goes back approximately 300 million years to the Permian period.
Yeah, I know. I'm stopping after
At
this
that
mission.
time,
I
they
said
were
this.
not even parasites, but predatory autotrophs. They are believed to have been the common
He's coming too. Roger that.
Artemida, and the Cyclops genus of copepods. However, Earth's environment underwent a violent change at the end of the Permian period. The
Ah.
cause is unclear, but evidence suggests that over 90% of the Earth's organisms at that time died out. The most pronounced threat to the protoparasites was the severe reduction in oxygen concentration. The result was cladogenesis, a splitting that gave birth to a new strain that could parasitize other organisms' respiratory. This survival tactic helped lower their oxygen consumption, and inhabiting the throat kept them securely in contact with inhaled air. The survivors were those that parasitized the reptiles that flourished at the time. Entering the Triassic period,
So now we just need to get back to
Subject on board.
ACC.
Leave the rest to us.
and the protoparasites shared in their success. Dinosaurs developed respiratory organs called air sacs to adapt to the low oxygen environment. These in particular helped the protoparasites thrive. But another
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
The end of the Triassic period saw another drastic change in the Earth's environment. For most parasites, the male and female take the same host. Many are, in fact, hermaphrodites. Originally, the vocal cord parasites were as well.
He's coming too. Roger that.
To ride out a severe environmental change, it must secure a steady pool of genetic diversity. Another split. Now the newest strain, procreated with mates found in other hosts.
Alright. We
And
need
in
to
order
find...
to increase its encounters with those mates, the new strain utilized the voice of its host. They came to inhabit...
You gonna extract him?
vocal cords. This truly was the birth of the vocal cord parasite. The parasites developed the host's pharynx to form resonating chambers
There we go.
and used them to produce sophisticated mating calls. The relatively upright posture of the dinosaurs was important in this, because the crooked L-shaped pharynx was more suited. Of resonating chambers. These developments ushered in a time of great prosperity for the parasites. But for the third time, the parasites had a major hurdle to overcome. The meteorite impact at the end of the Cretaceous period, which spelled the end of the dinosaurs, with their host extinct.
Extraction
Up we go.
arrived at Mother Base. Development project has been added.
Got some elite soldiers.
Side ops list updated.
Just gonna take a peek. I'm assuming... Wow, we've only done 68? Didn't we start at like 60? I guess we started at 61. I could swear we did more than 7 today. There are a lot of side ops in this game. And we'll do combat deployment.
Please
don't-
select a
Fuck,
mission.
that failed again?
Unit dispatched. Unit dispatched. Unit dispatched. Unit dispatched.
Okay, hold on. Is that only 3? I think that was one. Oh no,
Please
that's fine.
select a mission.
Okay. Development. Oh, customize. Nope. Just want to check on
Please
this.
specify a project.
And that should be good. Alright. Battle menu, yeah. $55%. Alright, see you tomorrow.